Yes, YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to another video. This video is all about why 99% of entrepreneurs get stuck within their journey when they start their agency, when they first get into the realm of business. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to overcome that and hit the ground running and keep the momentum flowing as you start your agency. So sit back, relax. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to get into it. So guys, this is why 90% of entrepreneurs stay stuck when they start their business. This is the brutal truth about why you may not be progressing within your journey, within your entrepreneurial career. And this is how to fix it based off my experience. Been in the game for the last 4 years now. I've scaled 2 agencies to multiple 6, if not 7 figures. And I'm actually scaling a third now currently with salaries. So I've been in the game for a minute and I'm gonna give you guys my knowledge in a quick video. So let's get into it. The reality is that you've maybe been trying to make money online for a while. You've tried SMA, you've tried dropshipping, you've tried e-commerce, Amazon FBA, you've tried OFM. Maybe you've tried different businesses and you've just not been able to stick. Now, nothing is working and this is going to hit you. It's going to affect you, especially if you have those entrepreneurial traits and you want to be a business owner and you're just not making it work right now. It becomes a self-identity thing. Without going too deep and too wishy-washy, it really does affect your mental state, especially as a man watching this, right? And I've been there before. Before my first agency, when I saw my first client in 2020, when I saw my first paid ads client, I got the date here literally on my arm, the day my life changed forever. I was trying to start businesses for like a year or so. And then for SMMA, I was trying for about 4 months and I didn't sign my first client, paying client, for 4 months. I went for 4 months without making a single piece of income. Then I went to £1,000 per month. And then the next week I saw my second client at £1,600. So I went from like 0 to £2,600 per month. And then 2 weeks after that, I saw my third client, which was £1,500 a month. So I went from 0 to like £3,800 pretty quickly, right? And that's a big part of my self-belief. And to be honest, before that, like it was really affecting me and maybe you're in that state now, right? But don't worry, I'm gonna help you in this video and throughout this channel, I wanna talk to you guys as if I was talking to my younger self that's first getting into business, right? So this is a reality check, right? It's not the algorithm because there's so many people online making money, okay? It's a fact. It's not the niche because there's people making money in every niche, SMA, OFM, paid ads, dropshipping, e-commerce. There's every niche. There's so many kids and people making money online. It's a fact, right? So it's not the niche, and it's not the lack of information because there's channels like mine and there's channels all around YouTube and AI and the crazy infrastructure that there is with information nowadays. Is that you're not struggling for information at the end of the day, and this is the truth for you guys, right? Now, most entrepreneurs stay stuck for years. Most, don't even get the ball rolling. But let's say you do get the ball rolling, you get to your first couple K. Most stay stuck at like 5, 6, 7, 10K per month for ages, right? And it's not because they can't win. Okay, it's not because they don't know how to win. It's not because of how they operate. And it really is because of these 5 reasons. And I'm gonna break them down for you here. Reason number 1 is low volume. No matter what business you're going into, and if you're struggling to get the ball rolling, you're probably not doing enough volume. Okay, whether that means outreach, whether that means content production, whether that means sales calls, whether that means doing cold emails, whatever this means for your business to acquire revenue, you're probably not doing enough. There's a quote by Alex Hormozi that says, if you're not doing and you're getting the results that you want, just do more of it. Do more work harder, right? More. And that means your volume will mitigate any luck. If you're consistent and doing enough volume for a long period of time, you are gonna mitigate luck and you're gonna win eventually. It's just literally a matter of time. You can 10x your actions with results, okay? And it takes 1,000 reps. It's like a saying where I believe it takes someone to learn a new skill 100 hours or something like that, right? Something crazy like that. And business is the same thing, right? To acquire skills and to be good in business, it just takes reps every single day, year after year after year after year. So reason number 1 is your volume is probably low. Reason number 2 is you're probably switching way too much. You probably did a week of SMA. The next week you're doing dropshipping. The week after that you're doing paid ads. The week after that you're doing email marketing. The week after that you're doing Amazon FBA or e-commerce brand scaling or whatever they call it nowadays, right? You're just probably doing too much of nothing at the end of the day, right? Jack of all trades, master of none. That saying holds a lot of value. If you are inconsistent with the business model that you're choosing and the daily tasks and revenue producing activities that you're doing, you're not going to yield any results. Okay, whether it's in OFM, whether it's in paid ads, or whether it's in ecom, whatever it is, you need to stick at it for a good couple months, at least 4 to 6 months, to see any real progression or any real results. Like, just think about it. Like, why should you win if you're inconsistent and you're not generating enough volume from your actions? Reason number 3 is that you're probably avoiding the hard work. We've all been there before. I've been there myself. You're avoiding the daily outreach because you know it's monotonous, you know it's tiring, you know you're going to get rejected, you know the creator's going to say no, piss off, right? It's just the reality of it, right? Now, unfortunately, the hard shit is what's going to move the needle forward for you, okay? Now you need to choose your hard. Do you want your hard to be poor and broke, or do you want your hard to be wealthy and have money in abundance, but doing the hard shit on a daily basis? I know what I'm choosing at the end of the day, right? And I still do hard shit every single day, but I rather this life than the life I had before when I was broke, and uni student, had no money. Both was hard. Choose your hard at the end of the day, okay? But watching content, okay, you're watching maybe this piece of content, which is great, appreciate you. Maybe you're watching content all day long and you're not doing any actual work. You are not building a business just by watching content. You need to execute on a daily basis. You need to learn and execute. You're probably avoiding the outreach, which if you're in an agency-based business, which is what most of my channels would accumulate, those kind of viewers, you're probably avoiding the outreach, you're avoiding the sales calls, and you're avoiding the rejection. That's the hard work. That is what moves the needle forward for your type of business that we're in, okay? That's the shit that you need to do on a daily. Reason number 4 is that you're not understanding or you're not getting any feedback loops, okay? You're probably working blindly. You're not tracking your data. You're not tracking your outreach numbers. You're not tracking the daily subs that come from the door. You're not tracking the PPVs that you're converting every single day. Whatever business that you're in, okay, I relate mostly to OFM because I know that's probably the most type of audience I will attract. But if you're not tracking your data and if you're not executing on that, you are just going to be going blind. Okay, and you can't go on business blind. It's black and white. You need to understand your numbers and you need to understand where you can move levers to make things happen for you. Let's say you're doing 1,000 cold calls and you're doing 80 DMs, but your 80 DMs converted better than your 1,000 cold calls, then no shit, Sherlock, why would you keep doing 1,000 cold calls when you can switch to DMs, right? You only know that through tracking and effective tracking. You're probably having no real client communications or conversations. Let's say you do have some models or you do have some clients. How often are you getting feedback from those clients? How often are you getting feedback from their service? Or how often are you getting feedback on the service that you're providing those clients? Okay, again, this feedback loop will help you improve your systems to generate better results for your clients. And longevity of clients in the agency game, B2B, is how you win the game, okay? And there's probably no iteration also of your back end. You're probably seeing things breaking down and you're just letting it go, or you're just letting things happen, or you're probably seeing that your script isn't working when you're doing sales and your outreach, but you're just still doing it, you're still using the same, you're not chopping and changing things. Again, that's why you're losing. It's probably why you're stuck at the same thing. And maybe on the other side of the spectrum where you're an agency at 10, 15, 20K per month and you are struggling to grow past that, you're in a plateau, you probably know those chatters aren't doing the best, but you can't be asked going to find new chatters. Or you can't be asked to find and bring on new models. Or you can't be asked to train your team even further. You're not making any iterations with your agency and you're just going to stay on this flat curve line while his other brothers are going like this. Do you want to go like this or do you want to go like this? You need to understand your data and you need to understand your feedback loops and make iterations as you continuously go on. Reason number 5 is there is no urgency. Money loves speed. You need to move quick. You need to test things quick. You need to implement quick. You need to hire slow and fire fast. You don't want deadbeats in your agency or in your business. If you know they're not a good fit, just get rid of them and move on to the next at the end of the day. Now that goes through everything in your agency. You need to move with urgency. You're moving like you have forever. You do not have forever. We only have a certain period of our life where our energy is at the most optimal, okay? And you're moving like you have forever, my friend. You do not. At the end of the day, you need to hustle now. You need to grow now, okay? Of course, you need to have a little bit of a balance, but if you're watching this, you're probably at the start of your agency career or start of your business career, and you don't know what to do, you need to move like you have no time left, okay? Every single day, you need to be taking actions to making that business move forward in your life. Just picture it this way. If your back is against the wall, or maybe it is, you would probably move differently, right? You probably would. Now, going back to when I started my agency, I was basically made furlough with my old corporate marketing place I was working within, and I had no job to go to during that COVID period. So my back was against the wall. I had no income coming in. The furlough money I used on a course, okay, all my money went onto the course. I had zero in the bank, and I literally just had time because it was COVID. Okay, it was lockdown. I had all the time in the world, which was a blessing in disguise. So I spent all that time working my ass off to try and make it happen and bring clients on my door at the end of the day. Okay, and that made such a huge difference for me in my agency. Now, this is going to be the paradigm shift for you guys, okay? Winners aren't smarter. I have a great amount of knowledge, but I'm probably not that much smarter than you watching this. I just have more experience and more understanding. They execute faster and they stay consistent. If you tick all of these off, you're executing faster and you stay consistent. If you tick these two things off over a prolonged period of time, you cannot lose. The only way you lose is when you quit. Let that sink in. The only way you lose is when you quit. So if you're starting your agency or you're starting your business and you quit after the first month, you're a loser. Okay, you're going to go back to a normal job and you're just going to enjoy it like everyone else. As Andrew Tate says, someone has to flip the burgers and someone has to eat them. You need to choose your side at the end of the day. So you need to execute faster, okay, and you need to stay consistent with your daily flow. Now listen up. If you want real strategies on OFM, okay, if you want real strategies on agency life and how to win in online business in your 20s, hit the like button, hit that follow button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I also have a Telegram group linked in the bio where I share daily wins, more in-depth stuff on the OFM side of things. I don't want to go too crazy with OFM just on this one agency channel. I want to create a more business-based orientation for my audience and to kind of document the journey as I go along. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, more of a real one, speaking to my younger self here more than anything, and hopefully you guys gain some value off it. So peace out guys, and I'll see you in the next one.